You're listening to the Dirty Air Podcast.
Hey, let me hear some Skinner, brother.
It's in the face, Dillner. In the face.
I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't know how to party.
And now, here are your hosts, Chuck Bush, Jonathan Merriman, and Matthew Dillner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode, Green Flag dropping on the Dirty Air Podcast here on NASCAR.com, YouTube, iTunes, all the stuff and things that we have.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, we don't have that. We don't have the rest of that. I'm Chuck Bush, joined today, as always, by Jonathan Merriman.
Hi.
And Matthew Dillner. We're here in the NASCAR.com studios outside of the NASCAR Hall of Fame on a finally sunny day here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been a little gloomy the past couple of...
I've been working on an arc in my backyard.
We always bring the sunshine, Chuck, with bright colors. Of course, we got purple.
I thought we brought the thunder.
We bring that too from down under.
It thundered and lightning a couple nights ago.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Please, God.
No.
We lost some viewers.
We did. But guess what? We gained some down there in Texas. I think, because it was an action-packed weekend. We gained
some the past few weeks.
We had all three series back on track. The championship battles are heating up across the board, like a soundboard of things. But more importantly, let's look at the Cup Series right quick, if we can. Hendrick Motorsports, who we said heading into the chase that Hendrick, they don't have it, they're not there. And guess what?
Wake up.
2 weeks in a row, there's a Hendrick car in victory lane.
Just when we thought they were done, the Hendrick deal, it looked like, okay, this is the year that Hendrick just doesn't show up. We got Jeff Gordon getting himself into the chase with a heroic win, and then Jimmy Johnson playing the role of the spoiler last week.
Spoiler alert.
Big time spoiler alert. That was pretty epic.
Oh, yeah.
There was nobody more disappointed than Brad Keselowski.
Well, and let's look back at those. Jimmy only led 6 laps in that race. But how he got that lead and just going in there and taking it away from Penske, how big is that?
It's huge, number one, for Jimmy's teammate, Jeff, because not only did you take a win from Brad, but you took whatever wind was left in their sails from the speed that they've had all through the chase. The past 2 weekends for Penske have not been great, and Jeff Gordon's in the catbird seat because, trust me, if I'm racing for a title and I can pick, I don't want to see a Penske car in there because they're fast week in and week out. So Jimmy did Jeff and the rest of the chasers a huge favor.
Well, he definitely did Jeff a favor because we all know that there's not a lot of love lost between Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski from last year at Texas. And Jeff's still holding on to that because he even said something, alluded to it in the media center, that if he had to do it clean, he would like to do it unless Brad Keselowski was in front of him.
What happened last year at Texas?
There was a little bit of fisticuffs after the race.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
they were offended by your green jacket, and they just had to,
Yes, but, hey, it is what it is.
I saw the green jacket made a comeback this weekend.
Stuff. I mean, the green jacket came out. I had a bunch of people in the garage ask where it was, so it got a little chilly at one point on Sunday, so I broke it back out. It's going to be retired now to my buddy's little Hall of Fame cigar lounge.
Nice.
So
let's go back a second and look at Penske, because you had Joey Logano struggle early in this race. They had tire issues, spun out, tore up the whole rear quarter panel,
and tore out the oil cooler. That's what put him behind the garage.
A catastrophic failure. They went 60 some odd laps down.
He finished 40th.
He was already in a hole after Martinsville. Now, and I guess you could say it is a Texas-sized hole now.
Well, the situation only changes. I mean, he wasn't going to race his way in on points.
No.
He had to win. So his opportunity to get in the chase was just cut in half. They can still go to Phoenix and win. They're fast everywhere. But the bottom line of it is, it's whether it's bad luck or if you don't believe in luck, momentum, whatever you want to call it, good luck and bad luck go hand in hand. Once that ball gets rolling, it just seems like it snowballs. We see it every year with multiple people. Once one thing goes wrong, the next week it's something else little. And it's just, and you can't really explain why that is, but at some point you have to blame it, break it. And I know they're hoping to change
It's the chase.
When you look at this chase format, you take a Joey Logano who was riding high going into the Martinsville race, won all 3 races.
He could have
Swept an entire round.
Swept around, and then he starts on the pole for Martinsville. It's like, all right, so he's just going to keep going, and then
the bottom dropped out, and the bottoms also dropped out for Penske. The good thing they have going for him, though, in Phoenix is they have speed. Okay, so that's the bottom line. But we're not going to get both Penske cars in this chase, likely. Nope. I mean, they've got to win or they're done. Their season is done. It's drama right now.
It's drama. Well, if you're looking at it.
Well, what if you see the 2 and the 22 at Phoenix battling for P1 and P2?
That'll be epic because those are 2 hard-nosed racers. And, at the end of the race, that one of them is going to, go for it.
You take a look at Phoenix. Last race before Homestead. Yeah. Jeff Gordon is the only driver to have clinched a spot in the final round at Homestead. You've got
right now Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch is there. He has to finish 3rd or better, 4th with 1 lap led, 5th with most laps led. There's all these clinch scenarios coming in. Kevin Harvick has to finish 2nd or better if he doesn't lead a lap.
And then the sleeper.
Martin Truex Jr.
Jersey Shore. Check it out.
Dude was good in Texas.
Really strong in Texas.
It's the 2015 rules package on 1.5 miles. We saw it in the first half.
Cole Pern too. I mean,
yeah.
Huge.
Well, I mean, he's the reason why they got that thing figured out up there, which is huge. So if they make it to Homestead, watch out.
You look at the confidence that you see in Martin Truex Jr. right now as a race car driver because of the team improvements that are led by Cole Pern and that package playing into his driving style. Maybe you just look at the confidence over there, and you can see it on the grid when you see Martin Truex Jr. and we're seeing it on the track.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be an action-packed weekend in Phoenix.
Very compelling.
Joey's got to go out there and win. Keselowski pretty much has to go out there and win.
So does Kurt.
You've only got a couple of drivers that if nothing major happens, they're good. That 4th spot, it's still there's just battle for that 4th spot.
And remember, Carl Edwards is a player in this too. Not a lot of people throughout this whole chase, throughout this whole season, have been talking about Carl Edwards, and he's quietly put himself in a position where he's on the verge of making the Final 4 at Homestead.
He got so lucky at Martinsville, though.
Oh. Well, that was a good team effort right there, too.
He came out smelling like a rose after that incident with 3 of those guys.
That could have easily gotten the radiator.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And he made it through.
He's still not on the good side.
No,
but
you're down to 1 race. It's that last shot. What are we going to see out here in Phoenix?
A lot of Kevin Harvick's bumper.
See, I disagree. Kevin Harvick's bottom line owns Phoenix. You're right. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. Joey Logano has owned the past few races, and you saw what happened with him. So, I mean, you look at Harvick used to say Jimmy Johnson has a golden horseshoe. Well, guess who's got the horseshoe now?
Well, look at his weekend in Texas. Look at Texas.
Everything happened except for, him driving off the track and down the tunnel and out the track. Everything happened, and they recovered from it.
He's lived that scenario for the past 2 years. He raced his way into the championship race in a must-win situation at Phoenix. So he did it at Dover. I mean, this is not a new situation for that 4 team.
Team's used to that, the pressure. They're used to, and I think that's a team that will rise to the occasion.
But they rise to the occasion. Right now, there's not as much pressure in a way, and they're going to a track that everybody knows they are the ones to beat. So is there really pressure? That's the good argument here. Are they going to let up? I mean, of course, they're not going to let up, but when you're expected to do good sometimes, something happens. And that's what I think has bitten Joey Logano. It just comes in cycles.
It's the 4 team. They're like zombies. They're undead. You can't kill them.
You can't take them out. They're going to keep coming back and keep coming back.
When you drop Hulk Hogan's arm twice, and then on the third
one,
you get the finger going up.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
I got to tell you something real quick, though, because we've got some new monitors in here in the studio because Fans Choice TV did a live broadcast in Vegas for the SEMA show. So I'm looking at myself in front of me, and there's a delay in that monitor. So it's like I can move my hand real quick, and then it'll happen like 2 seconds later. We've also got a couple other things, like Matt Strickert. I think we can. Matt, hey,
Pop
can you hear me?
yourself up, dude.
Talk to me for a second.
Oh, we can hear you up here, boys.
Now
yeah.
we can have our technical director, Matt Strickert.
And you're talking teasing me about how I talk?
Yeah,
went
I
to the
know.
dentist
I went to
today.
the dentist this morning and I had a little bit of work done because I chipped my tooth on a popcorn kernel. So
He got
if
some
I talk a
debris in his
little,
grill over
if
the
I talk
weekend.
a little funny, it's because of that. But we can even show Strickert if you're watching on YouTube or if we're showing this on the clip on NASCAR.com. We can show Strickert up there in the studio.
And-
See, look at that.
Hi, Strickert. Hey, I want to know, Strick, what do you think? Do you think the 4 is going to do it or choke this week?
I'm going to flat out say first, I'm trying to run the buttons and talk at the same time. So that makes it a little complicated to actually think.
Oh, we got a 4 box.
That's what I was.
Two people helps make this whole process a lot easier up here, but we're definitely looking forward to keeping you guys on track with your stats. And I don't know how you can go against the 4. I don't know if Dillner remembers or not, but when we did the starting grid, he said, don't go with the 48. And
I said,
go
go with
with
Joey
48.
Logano.
And what happened?
What happened? I'm the GOAT.
So the
I'll
4
admit it.
you should probably
Wait, you're the greatest of all
Goat?
time?
Oh, wow.
That's what the goat
Goofiest
means.
of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with goofiest, yeah.
See, the thing
You're
of it
the
is,
donkey is what you are.
he would have
That's
known
right,
that.
baby.
He would have known that if he'd have been on the internet 5 minutes before.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
right. His
Yeah.
internet, his computer doesn't like the
He's
internet.
behind the
he was,
times.
He was in the Stone Age, if you will. It's going to be a good weekend, though, out there in Phoenix. He was looking at me like he wanted to hurt me.
His backstory
Yeah.
is that Dillner lost internet for about 5 minutes, and it was
Before the show.
It
And I
was,
love the
and we
internet.
work
We
for
are
the internet.
NASCAR.com.
it was
we
the end of
work
the
for
world
these.
So
for him.
that's not having the internet and working for NASCAR.com is like working at a peanut butter and jelly shop and running out of peanut butter.
I don't know, man. You use the internet a lot more than some people.
And
love
here's,
the
here's
internet.
the thing: you would have thought he was Chicken Little and the sky was falling.
I can't get the internet.
was serious.
I can't get the internet. Why is the internet not working? I can't get it. And meanwhile, like we're both logged in and checking stats and stuff. Oh, we'll get to you in a second, man. We got important things to do right here.
We kid because we love.
Yeah, but we're all three going to be out there next 2 weeks.
I'm looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to some Mexican food in Phoenix, man.
Oh, Barrio Cafe, one of my favorites, and
Chino
Chino
Bandito.
Bandito.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, we're gonna kill it. I am gonna. Oh, I need to diet pre Phoenix because I am going to kill some enchiladas.
Well, look at this. Look, I mean, we're going. I'm talking about this like it's the chase. We're going to Phoenix and going to get some good food out there. Then we're going to go to Miami where Cuban food is. And then the week after that is Thanksgiving.
Oh man, I'm not going to be able to
And
diet
do you
until
hear how I'm
2016.
talking about this? It's like it's the chase of food.
You're gonna need a bigger sweater, Chuck.
I'm going to need.
What am I going to do?
I'm going to look like Dillner in 4 weeks.
Another fat joke. Hey, all the portly people that watch this program,
Hey,
I would
we're-
like you to know that I'm on your side.
We're
and that
full-figured
we're
men here.
anti Chuck now.
How are
okay?
you anti-
So
like,
rise up, all you portly people. Join me.
Wait, Strickert
in
just
our
showed himself on
campaign
camera. Are you a
against-
portly person as well, Matthew Strickert?
against Chuck
Yes,
Bush.
I'm working on it. But these
You
buttons
should-
are
you should tell Chuck
hard.
his
He's
beard.
married now, so he's going to be portly.
Tell Chuck his beard makes him look fat.
Your
It
beard does.
No,
yeah.
it does. It's a very full. It's my chase beard. I've been growing it since Richmond.
I grew
and
this
it's very
beard
full.
to hide 3 of my 4 chins.
Hey, look, we're full-figured men. I've said it before,
Mans.
and it's like was AJ Foyt a skinny guy?
No,
Tony
but he was
Stewart.
Tony Stewart,
It's-
3-time
He's a
champion.
great American.
But Jimmy Johnson,
Jimmy Spencer.
Jimmy Johnson's a
Well,
a
Jimmy
thin guy, and
Johnson's
he's-
great
he's got
American,
some,
but he's fit. He's
got a
into
lot
all
of
that
titles.
stuff.
Richard Petty, he's kind of a skinny guy,
Brendan
and
Gaughan.
he's got a lot
And
of
by the way,
titles.
since we're killing time, I gotta show off my shirt. Bugsy Stevens,
You got something on it.
childhood hero. Yeah, it's actually signed to.
We're not
my
actually
son
killing
Hudson.
time. We just kind of got sidetracked.
But yeah, we got sidetracked. But check this out. My friend Pat got me this. My all-time hero, Bugsy Stevens. So I had to wear the shirt on air. 3-time NASCAR champion.
3-time NASCAR champion Bugsy Stevens.
That's also Dillner's karaoke name.
Oh, you gave it away. You gave away his secret.
Yeah, I
What's
don't
he
know
gonna
what you're
do
talking
now?
about.
Why are you talking like that? All right,
Let's get back to
on
business
Jeff.
because we have 3 series racing in
Again,
Phoenix.
Last weekend we had 3 series in Texas. We got 3 series in
Closing
Phoenix.
out strong.
Dude, I'm excited. Past couple of years, this Phoenix stuff has been where the action is.
Well, if you look at it, Chris Buescher seems to have the deal sealed. But if you look at Phoenix, we've seen it before where somebody has troubles.
What happened to Joey Logano at Texas, man?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
he's this close to getting a championship. But one mistake away from making this a 2-3 driver race.
But it's been that way all year long. And I mean, if you look at that in the truck series, and I say a naturally cultivated points battle is that they didn't reset.
Yes.
There's no chase format there. It's incredible how both of those series have raced their way out and worked their way out to be that tight down the stretch. But I mean, in those two series, I mean, the Sprint Cup series is the cream of the crop, but the racing in those two series is incredible.
What I love about the truck series, though, Chuck, in particular, is that it's tightened up. Crafton is coming, and he's coming back to a place that he started his career, the NASCAR Southwest Tour. Phoenix, that's his place right there. So it's going to be interesting. But Eric Jones.
Who won
That's right.
in Texas, and who is the defending race winner in Phoenix? Eric Jones said in his post-race interview, "We are undefeated at Phoenix."
That's bold.
So that's bold talk from the young Eric Jones going up against the back-to-back champ, Matt Crafton. Is he trying to get in his head?
If Crafton wins Martinsville and then Jones comes out and wins Texas, I mean, it's
Martinsville.
Yeah.
Crafton. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I thought you were saying if he goes to. I was like, that was already happened.
I'm just saying, like, it's a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
I mean, these
guys
back
and forth.
Just socking each other with wins.
They're trading punches like all the shapely people in America want to trade with Chuck Bush right now.
Wow. I think it's just you.
Yes.
It's just you.
I can't
it's
reach
not
him,
all
folks.
the other people. You don't speak for all of America. You just speak for you.
Who are you, the president?
Yeah, no, you're not.
You have an eagle here. So.
We do.
And the people have called in and been
they've
upset.
Called in?
They've called
written
in.
They've tweeted in.
Yeah, tweeted and written in. They're scared that the eagle is disappearing. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, people have been.
Percentage-wise.
We will have an eagle fact this week. So we.
Wait, it's coming back?
Yes.
The eagle fact is back. Hang on, let me just go ahead and.
That's better.
The eagle fact will be back. I just did a dance.
All right, so
if you were watching online, I apologize if you had to witness that dance.
But I want to know: are we going to see
have
in
you
Homestead?
Ever seen the rain?
Are we going to see in Homestead?
Yup.
In the trucks and in Xfinity, Chuck, are we going to see the same guy comfortable?
Well,
or are we going to not? Are we gonna
what
see
I would say is, in honor of Miami, don't count your alligators before they hatch. Like
that's
that was terrible.
No, but chickens. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
No.
I tried.
No.
I tried to think outside the box in Miami because
get back in the box.
There's water, but there's water down there, and there's alligators in all of that water.
Yeah, there's
like
also
every bit of water in Florida, there's an alligator.
True fact.
It is a fact.
There's also snakes.
Yeah, there are. But basically, what I'm getting at is don't think you got anything locked up heading into Homestead.
No, I mean this deal right here, 3 series, we could come down to the most epic Homestead finale weekend of all time, and it looks like from what I heard, Homestead is sold out for NASCAR Sprint Cup Series weekend, which is a really cool thing. I even heard that the suites are packed and sold out. So much interest, especially in these last 3 weeks with everything that's gone on in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series and the gloves coming off there on the racetrack and the suspension and all the news and all the drama. And it's kind of paying off.
But look, the points battle is the way it should be across the board. It's tight. Homestead, you said it was sold out. That's the way it should be. I mean, this NASCAR is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of auto racing, and let's go out and put on a show.
I think you've got 2 great tracks coming up. Like Phoenix, I enjoy going out to Phoenix. I enjoy the area, and I like the racing at Phoenix. I like the shape of the track. I like what you can do out there. And then Homestead,
there's cactuses.
There's cacti.
Rattlesnake Hill.
No rattlesnake on Rattlesnake Hill, though. They get chased off of there.
Oh, I was looking at...
Great place, great vantage. If you're a fan to watch a race, we've gone up there
before. Have. I was looking at my phone, and there's that app that can show you things that happened in the past. It kind of hops back to it. Hops back in time, if you will.
Yeah.
And it said 2 years ago when we were in Phoenix, we did that the Vision Quest fantasy update thing. And there was
For the record, I did not have a Vision Quest. It was Chuck.
I did, with my beard, asking some great questions. But we saw an excellent, I'm going to sound sappy when I say this, excellent sunrise. Dylan and I shared a moment on Rattlesnake Hill.
On top of a Rattlesnake Hill, watching the sunrise
I've got a great
together.
picture of him silhouetted against the sun with the camera looking. It's good stuff.
Is that hanging up in your house?
No, it's not. No. It's on a phone. I don't hang pictures up in my house.
Merriman, I think you'll agree. Rattlesnake Hill is not.
Yeah, I just got to say right now that I just got distracted from Chuck's.
I heard something.
I got distracted from Chuck's meandering about whatever he's talking about because we're here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame studios.
Yeah.
And the window's open today with the sunshine. And fans, this is so cool because our studio, you can't see it on camera right here, but I'm looking out right now at the fabulous Hudson Hornet Marshall Teague's car, Buck Baker's Chevrolet, the Wood Brothers number 21, and Glory Road.
Well,
and it's just unbelievable. I love the fact that I live in Charlotte. When I moved here, I just am in love with it because I'm in love with this
What has
sport.
happened?
But
we have went
it's
on the
awesome.
sap trail.
Yeah, we are sappy today, but this is just great. The NASCAR Hall of Fame right next door, and we're very fortunate.
Well, and the thing that you
Sappy.
can't see out
love
the
you,
window
man.
from
I
over
love
here
you.
is that they are setting up an ice skating rink.
What does that have to do with racing?
It doesn't, but I think
can race?
we could race on ice, and I want to see Dillner ice skate.
Dude, I am gonna be the worst ice skater on earth.
That's
think we
why I
should
want to
do
see
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I love hockey, and I love cold weather because I'm
Got
built for
something
it.
in
But I'm
my
just
eye.
terrible at skating.
You were terrible at skating?
Yes,
I find that shocking. I find that very hard to believe.
it is what it is.
Speaking of skating and lines and all that, we've derailed a little bit.
A little.
A little,
It's the
but
most
we're
derailed show we've ever had.
not really. We've derailed at the
No,
beginning.
we cleared the guardrail here.
Yeah,
in the parking lot.
but in order to bring things back
That guy
on
looks like Jeb
track,
Burton.
quit talking about stuff that you. This is why we have the shade drawn most of the time, so you can't look out the
look, a
window and get
squirrel.
distracted.
Actually, there is.
There is a squirrel. It's me. But we're gonna go now and talk to Jonathan.
think
He's
you
gonna
should
have to
get up
move over to the other side over
make
here.
room for Byron.
But we're going to have a special
Musical
guest
chairs.
in studio. In studio today, K&N Pro Series East champion William Byron is about to join us. And yeah, we can get his take on Phoenix. We can get his take on K&N Racing. William Byron, thank you for joining us here on the Dirty Air podcast. Thank you. I mean, it's good to see you.
Yes, sir. Nice to be on the show. I appreciate you guys having me.
You just got served.
I know I did. I know. Well, I mean, what, 17 years old?
Yeah.
I
So
think this is the youngest person we've had on the Dirty Air podcast.
Yeah, age-wise. Mentally, you're probably
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking about realistically.
Well, 17 years old, still in school and racing. That's got to be a
Yeah.
bit of a challenge.
yeah, it is. I just got out of school, so rushed over here. I live in Charlotte, so it's not too bad of a commute, but so it's a lot of fun. You just go through the school day normal and then racing after school, I guess.
So 17 years old, you know, you've accomplished a lot over those 17 years. K&N East Series champion, but this weekend you're making your first Truck Series start for KBM. Do you get nervous going into something like this? I mean, it's a big deal, but I mean, you've got a pretty good racing resume yourself.
Yeah, I think it's I get a little bit nervous just because I don't know what to expect, but I've had a lot of practice and watching a lot of tapes online and a couple questions asked to Kyle and Eric, and so I'm trying to get as good a feel as I can before I get on the racetrack. But I think the K&N race that will run before the truck race will help a ton. With 100 laps on the racetrack is essentially 2/3 of the truck race, so it's going to help a lot. And I think I just want to go out there and have fun.
And you've done a lot of iRacing back in your time. Did you do any simulations out there in Phoenix?
A little bit, yeah. I've done a few races, but the way it works is you have this week is the races in Phoenix for the Truck Series on iRacing. So I try and do a few, but I've been a little bit busy with school and just watching a couple of videos online. So I've watched races at Phoenix for a while. So I'm just looking forward to getting out there.
Put this in perspective here, okay? Year 2011, I think it was, you went with your dad to Concord Speedway to watch a race. You fell in love with racing.
Yeah.
It's 2015. It's only like 3 seasons of racing here. You're going to make your first career start in one of the elite levels of racing in NASCAR, in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Can you put that in perspective? Is it a deal where you're just like, you don't want to pinch yourself? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I really mean that because I watch races every Sunday like everybody else. I'm just a race fan, and to actually be in the race car now, I remember when I was 8 or 9 years old, and we would sit around, at the dinner table and talk about, well, gosh, it'd be great to be a race car driver and be great to see what those guys could do, but that's never going to be. Or I never thought it would be a possibility because I'm not connected to a race team or a race family. So jumping into this feet first with no prior experience and no background in it, it's just been a dream come true. So I still love watching races on TV, and now being a part of some of those big races, like you said, the Truck Series is something that I watched since I was 7 or 8 years old. So it's awesome.
You're not just going to jump in any truck when you go out there. You're going to jump in a KBM truck, which, Eric Jones is leading the standings there. So you've got a truck that can win races. What are your expectations when you hit the track, knowing that you've got that stuff up under you?
Yeah, I think the truck's going to have a lot of speed, I feel like, and a lot of it's just getting the racing experience. I think a lot of the guys have told me just race 75% of the race to learn. The last 25% you can do what you want with. So I think you'll see me not be cautious. I'm not a cautious person when I race, but I think I'll just race how I normally do. Try not to put myself in positions that are gonna disadvantage me. But I'm gonna have fun with it, and I want to go out there and race guys that I've looked up to for a long time. Daniel Hemrick, John Hunter Nemechek's a friend of mine. So racing against those guys is going to be an amazing experience.
Of course, you're going to KBM, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. has played such a big role in getting you to this point, okay, and running his late model and running with some of his stuff. What has that relationship been like and meant to you? To just jump in from running Legends cars and all of a sudden you're running, for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and have a relationship.
Yeah, the biggest thing that impressed me with Dale Jr. was just how personable he was with his drivers. I think I saw it with Josh first, and then when he got to know
Josh
me,
Berry, yeah,
Josh Berry. When he got to know me, it was like, hey, what can I help you with, or what do you think about this, or gosh, I'd really love to run a late model myself. And actually, we were at the Christmas party last year, and he said, hey, when you have those off weeks in the K&N car, I wish I could run your late model because it's just that much fun to be in a late model for him. And he's just a personable guy, and I really respect him, the way that he carries himself off the racetrack, and especially in his interviews. You start to realize the real person behind the interviews when you get to know him personally. So to see how he carries himself is definitely, he's a role model for me.
And you are a NASCAR Next driver. And there are several drivers, or Rico is making his start.
Rico Abreu making his
first start
in
at Phoenix. What's that experience been like being a part of that program?
Yeah, it's brought me a lot closer to the NASCAR Hall of Fame here in Charlotte. We do a lot of media exposure with the Sprint Cup Series drivers and the chase scenarios and the eliminator round and everything like that. So we've had a chance to grow closer to those guys and ask them questions too. So it's given me opportunities to meet guys like Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick, and so that's always cool. And you meet new friends that you didn't expect to have at the racetrack. You're always competitive. So when you meet friends like John Hunter Nemechek or Jesse Little, it makes it grow a lot farther.
We don't like to just talk about racing on the Dirty Air podcast. So
we like talking about racing.
We do, but and one thing that helps a lot of people with racing is math, and we read that math was your favorite subject.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, gosh.
What?
I can't stand math.
What is? So I mean, and that's a helpful skill to have on the racetrack.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we just wanted to kind of throw a wacky question at you and see if you knew what the value of pi was to the fifth decimal place.
Can you speak?
Yeah, speaking. It was
Speaking.
not
Pi
was
to the
his,
fifth decimal.
Say it.
pi
Say
to
pi.
the fifth decimal place.
It's 3.14159.
Look at that.
See,
that
he's
dude
got that.
nailed it.
Dude.
But
Right there on my question.
I was going to say pumpkin.
But that's not
Yeah,
a
I like
decimal
that too.
point.
I like
Pumpkin
that
is not
pie.
a decimal point.
That's when I stopped chewing.
Oh, okay. You stopped chewing at pumpkin?
Yeah.
That's weird.
No.
Just because it's already pre-made,
Yeah.
it's mushy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay.
How are the school lunches down the road?
oh, they're
Speaking
good.
of food.
We actually get to, as a senior perks, I guess you could say, is we get to go out to lunch. So
Oh, man. See, we
I
had
get
to
to
skip-
You
go.
should have brought us lunch.
You got
I
a senior prank planned at all? I mean, are you gonna
Oh,
TP the school or what?
I don't know, maybe throw some pigs on campus. Maybe
You can't say that though. Now they know. Now they're going to be looking. Like you
I
got
don't-
to. Now you got to do something else, like cows, maybe.
Yeah, well, that was the disguise.
Ah,
the
the
pigs were the
pigs.
disguise.
Yeah,
It's
the
something
pigs
else.
are red
llama.
herring.
I would like a
Something
llama.
bigger.
Can you get a llama around here?
Why not? There's farms,
Yeah, there are.
Alpaca.
but
Ooh, yeah.
alpaca would be great. But you're a senior in high school.
Yeah.
You're taking courses online at Liberty University. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I know some of these high school kids that have been racing, and it's such a tough deal, to race and balance school life.
Yeah.
What's the craziest place you've had to do homework?
Oh, probably in the middle of the hauler. I had the Liberty guys actually came, and I had my laptop out and I was doing my homework. So we've had a bunch of Liberty people come to the race. We had Mr. Falwell himself came to Bristol, and I was in that race when we finished second, and we were racing hard for the lead. And he was like, "Listen, hey, next time, do whatever you have to do to win." You know, it's like
heck with the homework. You know,
we like watching you race. So they really enjoy watching, and that's the cool part, is to have a sponsor like that enjoys racing. Not because of racing itself, but they got into racing through my background and seeing how I developed online and iRacing to a real car. So they enjoy going to the races and try and get them out as much as we can.
So I know a lot of your classmates are probably like trying to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their life. You kind of have a future sort of lined up here, but if racing was out of the equation, if William Byron wasn't a race car driver, what do you think? What would your decision process be? What do you think you would eventually want to do?
It's really tough.
Accountant.
I mean, I want to be well rounded, and the reason I go to school, I think, is to learn more about racing. So I'd say I'd do something that has to do with marketing and racing, or just being at the racetrack each week. I don't know if I'd be a crew guy per se. I really respect what those guys do. I don't think I could do it much better than them, and I think I'd just be in something that would be connected to NASCAR. I just love the sport.
Well, you said you're a racing fan, and we've got a pretty heated battle going on in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup right now. Mm-hmm. We're heading to Phoenix, one more race before Homestead, last chance race for a lot of these drivers to make it to that championship round. Who are you taking to win in Phoenix?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I'd say probably Kevin Harvick.
Kevin
I was
Harvick.
Looking at his stats when I was in school
won
today,
that.
and he's won, I think, the last 3 races, and 2 with Stuart Haas last year. So it's I'd have to say him, but Kyle's going to be pretty close. I think if it'd probably be a battle between those two.
And we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Matthew Dillner, you were saying Kevin Harvick might not be your pick?
Kevin Harvick's not going to be my pick. I'm going to go out there and say that Joey Logano overcomes the adversity. I picked him last week, and it was his curse. I'm sorry, Joey. I apologize. I'm making it up this week. I'm picking you again, but you're going to not, have problems. So, so Joey Logano, my pick.
All right. Merriman?
I think Kurt Busch is going to win.
That's a great pick.
He was strong there in the spring.
Very.
And you think about the notes that he's going to be able to take away from Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers' stuff. I mean, I really think the 41, and they need it, which could end up in the long term hurting his teammate. But at this point of the game, you got to get yourself done.
Well, I personally, I'm going to make a different pick than everybody else, and I'm just going to say that somebody is going to stamp their name even more prominently on that racetrack, and it is going to be Jeff Gordon that gets the win at Jeff Gordon Raceway.
Wow, that's a good pick.
Is it really? It's Jeff Gordon
It's
Raceway.
Jeff Gordon Raceway this weekend. It's.
By the way, speaking of people that have great records, I also read that my boy over here is a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
8-0, baby.
8-0.
8-0. I've been there. It was
jumping
awesome.
on the bandwagon every day.
Oh, I've been on it for a long time.
Well, for the past couple of weeks, we haven't had this on the show, and fans have spoken out on the internet saying, "Where is the Eagle fact?" Jonathan Merriman, let's go to you for your Eagle fact of the week.
Well, Charles, as we were discussing earlier in the day, you just had an Eagle fact that I don't think I could top today, and
so you're gonna
you're
gonna allow me to give an Eagle fact?
And I think yours has something to do with Wisconsin.
It does. It does have something to do with Wisconsin
because you're
and Green
a
Bay.
Panthers fan.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically own the entire state of Wisconsin right now.
I
so
do.
go ahead.
And
And
this stat comes
Beat the
from
Packers.
This is a tie-in
Packers
to
country,
being
right?
Veterans Day this week. The 11th is Veterans Day. Wisconsin Veterans Museum website has this to say about eagles. One of the most well-known figures in Wisconsin from the Civil War is Old Abe, an American bald eagle who served as the mascot for the 8th Wisconsin Volunteer Infantry. He participated in over 30 battles, narrowly avoiding significant wounds on several occasions.
That's awesome.
He became a rallying cry. And guess what? Fire may have claimed the body of the eagle, and that's what killed him after the war. He survived the war.
kind of like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix, but
See what it did there?
his legacy still remains, and he can be seen across the U.S. and in Wisconsin. A replica of the eagle is displayed in the Wisconsin State Assembly. Bronze statue is
Education.
on a memorial
Yeah,
at
it is.
Vicksburg.
This is quite
And Old Abe
education.
was the inspiration for the eagle on the shoulder patches of the Army's 101st Airborne Division,
Wow.
which has its origins in Wisconsin from World War I, which, to tie it all into Veterans Day this week, November 11th, 11 p.m., 11th day, 11th hour.
Salute all the
that
veterans.
was when World War I ended, and that's why we celebrate Veterans Day.
A great Eagle fact of the week from a great Patriot.
And a great beer.
Chuck Bush. And a Panther fan. Sorry, Wisconsin.
It happens. But
Cam
William
Newton
Byron,
took down
you got
that
any, you got any closing thoughts here?
Not really. Just thanks for having me on the show. I think Phoenix is going to be awesome this week for all 4 divisions, really. So be a good race.
Well, we are looking forward to watching you in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And for all of us here at NASCAR.com, for Jonathan Merriman, Matthew Dillner, I'm Chuck Bush, reminding you to hop out there in that clean air, chase down the leader, and we will see you next week back in the pack here in the dirty air.
He thought I was going to get him.
You're dangerous with that flag.